All right, something else we've been watching for you lately, unruly passengers in the skies. The latest incident happening with an Atlanta-bound Delta flight. Francesca, the FAA is really clamping down on these incidents. People are a little hyped up. Maybe they haven't been on a plane in a long time.
And they don't know how to act, Aisha. Yeah, just weeks ago, the FAA proposed new enforcement actions fining passengers up to $15,000 for interfering with or assaulting flight attendants. And it's because unruly passengers are on the brink of becoming, well, a pandemic of its own. Now, Friday on Flight 1730, a man aboard was yelling and struggling with others mid-flight next to the cabin emergency door. Take a listen. This really happened. Passengers say the man was walking up and down the aisle, telling people to sit down, and somehow got on the speaker and told passengers to put on their oxygen mask. At one point, the pilot asked all strong men to come help and restrain this fella. Now, several passengers stepped up and managed to bring the man under control.
People thought our plane was like going down. It was extremely scary. Like, I'm still shaking.
Delta Airlines stating the flight diverted to Oklahoma City. The aircraft landed without incident and the passenger was removed by law enforcement. Now, this year, the FAA has already received 2,900 reports of unruly behavior, the majority of those involving travelers refusing to wear their face mask. And the FAA has identified potential violations in 446 cases and have initiated enforcement action in 42 of them. Chesley, looking at that video, we're all kind of stunned here in the studio.
Amazing, right?
Yeah, even this far in the pandemic, 15 months, and we're still going through something like that.
Yeah, it's still happening. Unbelievable.